Stop crying for those who have passed. Physics tells us, death is only an illusion. From the perspective of eternalism, the universe has no verb called disappear. It's like riding a train. You miss a station. Does that mean it no longer exists? No. It is still standing right there. Time is also space. Those loved ones who have passed are still alive within spacetime coordinates. At that moment, they are breathing, smiling, hugging you. Although their world lines break in three-dimensional space, in the four-dimensional universe, they are an eternal sculpture. When Einstein's close friend died, he said, "For those of us who believe in physics, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubborn illusion. Although we are trapped in a slice of now and cannot go back. Please believe this. At some coordinate in this universe, you were never separated. That embrace is eternal matter." But this sounds too much like gentle comfort, right? However, this is not just philosophical romance. It is the most chilling truth, deduced by 20th century physics. Time does not flow at all. If we must use the most precise word to describe our universe, it is not a raging river, but a vast, transparent block of amber. Physicists gave it a cold, hard name, the block universe. In this model, the Big Bang did not happen 13.8 billion years ago. It exists forever at that coordinate, never extinguished. And the moment of your death is also quietly waiting, at some future coordinate, like an insect trapped in amber, perfectly still. In 1908, Einstein's teacher, Minkowski, drew a diagram that transformed human understanding. The horizontal axis was space. The vertical axis was time. Your life is a curve on that diagram, called a world line. From birth to death, the entire line exists all at once. Your body in four-dimensional spacetime is not a point, but a long, winding tube. Physicists call it a spacetime tube, like a strand of spaghetti. You cannot say the first half no longer exists, and the second half has not yet happened. The entire noodle lies in amber, complete, still, eternal. You might protest. This is nonsense. I can clearly feel time passing. I remember what I ate yesterday, but I don't know tomorrow's lottery numbers. Isn't that ironclad proof that time flows? Even the most rational person feels a visceral resistance the first time they hear the idea that time is static. But imagine this. If the entire universe were a book, and we, the characters inside it, could only read this page. For the book itself, the first page of Genesis, and the final page of Heat Death, are printed on the paper at the same time. Your consciousness is like a spotlight. It can only illuminate one point on your world line. That point is your present. As the spotlight moves, you experience the illusion of time flowing. Even stranger, the concept of now itself is relative. The earliest trigger for this counterintuitive idea was actually the speed of light. In 1905, Einstein tore open a corner of spacetime. With special relativity, he discovered that there is no universal now, shared by the entire universe. An extreme example. Imagine an alien in the Andromeda galaxy, riding a bicycle. According to relativity, if he rides with his back to Earth, his now might correspond to Earth 2000 years ago. But if he turns toward Earth, his now suddenly shifts to the year 2300. This instant, this present, this future, for different observers in the universe, all exist simultaneously as reality. This leads directly to a terrifying conclusion. If the future already exists, for that alien, then the future is already written. You think you are making choices, but in fact, you are sliding along a track, already carved in stone. If the universe is solid, why do we feel the illusion of flow? The culprit is entropy. The second law of thermodynamics tells us, disorder, that is, entropy, always increases. A shattered cup cannot reassemble. Hot water cannot spontaneously become hot again. This irreversibility stamps a direction onto a static universe. Our brains are entropy-increasing machines, based on chemical reactions. We can only record high-entropy states that have happened. We cannot record low-entropy states that have not yet occurred. So it is not time that moves. It is our consciousness, like a spotlight, sweeping across a tiny piece of amber. What it illuminates is the present. The afterimage it leaves is memory. The darkness not yet illuminated is the future. But for the amber itself, lit or unlit, it is always there. Even more unsettling evidence lies in the abyss of quantum gravity. In 1967, physicists Wheeler and DeWitt attempted to unify quantum mechanics and general relativity. They wrote the famous Wheeler-DeWitt equation. When they finished deriving it, they were horrified to discover that in this equation describing the universe's ultimate state, the symbol for time, t, had disappeared. What does this mean? It means that, in the deepest source code of the universe, time is not a variable at all. It may be like temperature. A single molecule has no temperature. Temperature only emerges from the collective motion of many molecules. Likewise, at the Planck scale, around 10 to the minus 35 meters, spacetime itself fluctuates violently, constantly appearing and vanishing. There is no before or after, no cause and effect, only a network of quantum entanglement. Physicist Carlo Rovelli suggests that the flow of time we feel is merely a macroscopic phenomenon, statistically emerging from this chaos. At this point, you may feel a deep sense of helplessness. If everything is fixed, what becomes of free will? If you decide right now to close this video, was that also decided 13.8 billion years ago? In the 18th century, mathematician Laplace proposed, if a superintelligence knew the state of every particle in the universe, it could calculate everything. This hypothetical being was called Laplace's demon. Its existence would mean our choices are merely outcomes of calculation. But quantum mechanics struck back hard. At the microscopic level, everything is a cloud of probabilities. No one can know when a radioactive atom will decay, only its probability. This randomness is a fundamental rule of the universe, not a result of imperfect measurement. In 2022, Nobel Prize-winning experiments showed that the randomness of quantum entanglement cannot be explained by any hidden variables. Laplace's demon is dead, but don't rush. Quantum mechanics leaves us a back door here. Although the block universe implies determinism, the many worlds interpretation offers a grander view. This amber of the universe may not be a single block, but countless layers, stacked like a millefeuille pastry. Every quantum measurement, every moment you hesitate to turn left or right, the universe splits. In one timeline, you turn off the video and go to sleep. In another timeline, you keep watching and tap the like button. All possible histories are truly happening. In higher dimensional space, your consciousness is not locked onto one line, but jumps among countless parallel nows. Each branch of spacetime is fixed, yet taken together, the universe resembles an infinitely branching millefeuille. Every layer is a complete piece of amber. So does time exist or not? It exists, but not in the way you think. Time is not a river. It is a mountain. The past is at the foot, the future at the peak. All of it is always there. Only your consciousness is climbing, seeing just a small patch beneath your feet. Or think of it this way, time is like a book already printed. The first page and the last page exist together in the binding. It is only your reading that makes you believe. The story is unfolding. Back to the question of death. If time is solid, then life is not a brief spark from nothing to something. It is an eternally existing structure. Imagine recording your entire life onto film, then pulling that film out and covering an entire wall. The baby in the first frame is you. The striving middle-aged adult in the middle is you. The elderly person lying in a hospital bed in the final frame is also you. They all hang on the wall at the same time. When you look at the final frame, the baby in the first frame has not disappeared. He is still crying in that frame, still being held by his mother. We feel sorrow because our consciousness is locked inside the projector, able to see only the current frame. But if we could evolve into four-dimensional beings, step outside the projector, and look from beyond the wall, you would see, no one truly dies, no one truly leaves. All of human civilization is a vast, intricate sculpture, standing silently in spacetime. If everything is fixed, and the departed cannot return, what can we do? Change the perspective. Beautiful moments never truly disappear. Childhood summers, the heartbeat of first love, the final embrace, all still exist, at some coordinate in spacetime, real, and eternal. You cannot go back, but they never left. Time is solid. This is not a limitation. It is eternity. Every moment you experience is permanently recorded by the universe, etched deep within the amber. The tears your loved ones shed, the moments they smiled, have become indelible parts of a four-dimensional sculpture. When you gaze at the stars, or think of those you miss, remember this: the person you love never left that specific spacetime coordinate. As long as the coordinate exists, they exist. What we call farewell is merely us turning to the next page, while they remain on the previous one. The book is always complete. What you think you have lost is simply resting on the solid amber, in a place you cannot reach, but they are always there.